Mandela, Sanbonani, Absheni, and Sanbonani, Molo. And welcome to my podcast, people. So, this is the first episode of my podcast, my new podcast. I'm still trying to find a name for it. I'm not yet sure, but I believe I'll figure it out along the way because I don't have to figure out everything at the same time. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'll get there. I'll get there. So, welcome to my podcast, people. My name is Tshego Morena, and some of you may know me from social media, some of you may know me in real life. It doesn't matter where you know me from. What matters is that you're here and you're listening to this, because this is the genesis of something new, something greater. Because in 2026, I told myself that I'm going to get myself out of my comfort zone. I'm going to expand my voice. People have always told me that your voice is amazing. You've got a great radio voice, and you know how to explain things. So I figured, why not expand that voice with long form content like podcasting? Of course, I'm using the word podcast because I don't know what else to label whatever it is that I'm doing here. I don't know if it's podcast, I don't know if it's, but to just keep things simple, I'm just labeling it a podcast. So, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, guys, I've been searching for topics that I want to speak on for days, like the entire week. I even took some time off social media just so that I can find topics that I could speak on. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't feeling any of them. And right now, as I sit here and talking to you, I don't have anything else to talk in mind, but I figured I might as well just talk about myself and talk about a few things related to what I do on a daily basis and take it from there, Because like I said, we don't have to figure it out in one day. Sometimes we pressure ourselves in trying to figure out everything in a single day, and we think that if we don't figure them out in a single day, it's not going to work out. But the truth is, things always have a way of working out, even if you don't figure all of them in one day. Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. You guys already know my name, so let me tell you about what I do. I'm a student at the People's University, of course, I'm talking about the prestigious Tshwane University of Technology. I am doing my second qualification, advanced diploma in electrical engineering. And yeah, I just finished the first one last year. So yeah, we were in that belt soon, 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 soon. And then yeah, I'm someone who's very, I don't want to say academic, but someone who really loves learning things. I love learning things. I love learning from people. I love just understanding the world on a day-to-day basis. You know, that's what gives me joy in my spare time. That's what gives me joy. I love trying new things. And yeah, this is me doing that. And in terms of academically, books, I have a high interest in history. I know I did. I'm doing engineering. I'm supposed to have high interest in technology. I also do have a high interest in technology. In fact, I think history and technology are rivaling each other in terms of which one do I like the most. You know, because come on, that's the reason why I studied that disciple is because growing up, I've always had a passion for engineering, and a little birdie ear also told me that AI is on the horizon. I think I was in was I in primary or high school? I forgot, but a little birdie told me that AI is on the horizon, and I think you're gonna love it. And trust me, before AI could be a thing today, I started loving it from the theory that I used to read about, especially when I was doing grade 8. I think it was 8 years ago when I started learning about it. And I was like, this is the field I want to go to. If my other passions don't work out, this is the field I want to go to. And so, yeah, the passion for technology grew right there, and it expanded into what is now today Me, as a certified qualified electrical engineer with a liking, and I love it so much that even in my last qualification, I did a specialization that revolved around it. So trust me, I'm one of the few people that are qualified in terms of papers to speak about AI. So wait a minute, I can actually talk about that. Damn, I can actually talk about that. You see, I told you, we learn as we go. Now I just found my new topic. And the topic I'm going to speak about is AI. Why? Because I'm fully qualified to speak on it. So nobody can tell me otherwise. Abo? So yeah, and we'll get on it. Just a few. So yeah, that's just a short brief of who Tshego is. Of course, I can only tell you externally who I am, because internally, uh, I don't really. I like to gatekeep it. I only let a few people that are special enough in my life that of who I am internally. But yeah, otherwise externally, that's what I do for a living. Look at it, what I do for a living. No, it's not what I do for a living, but it's yeah, what I do, what I love, I guess. But yeah, yo, and I'm also still trying. So I'm still trying to get it adjust myself to this new uncomfortable thing. Well, as you can hear, and yeah, let's get on with it. Let's get on with AI. Let's expand on it. So I'm going to use the information that I learned from my qualification to try and really explain to people what is AI, artificial intelligence, because a lot of people don't understand it because when people say AI, a lot of people, what first comes to mind is robots, um, automated automated activities, you know. And to be honest, there's really a difference between automation and artificial intelligence, and I'm going to break it down to you guys. So first of all, what is artificial intelligence in simple terms? Well, according to Google, artificial intelligence is a field of computer science dedicated to creating systems capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence, such as reasoning, learning, problem solving, perception, and understanding language. AI enables machines to analyze data, identify patterns, and make decisions to achieve specific goals, often improving their performance through experience. Well, in simple terms, what that means is that AI is basically a supercomputer that is designed to reason, to learn, and to be able to solve problems. And it is designed in such a way that it practices continuous learning, meaning think of it as a computer that can only be programmed once, and then for the rest of its lifespan, it's the one that updates itself. It's the one that learns, collects data. Because with most computer systems, they are human made and they are human programmed, and they require regular human presence to have their systems updated, to do those kinds of things. But with AI, it's a system that once you do it only one time, the rest of its lifespan, it's just going to keep fixing itself, learning, correcting itself, in doing those kind of things. However, obviously, not 100%. There's those certain parts of it that require human interference, of which is where now it's on the computer systems side. I'm gonna let the computer systems guys speak on that one day. That is AI. And one thing about AI is that it is always collecting data. By data, it's anything, guys, from text on the internet. Oh yes, people don't know where does AI collect data, because we always say AI collects data, but where? Well, it's the internet. It collects data from the internet, and the data that I'm talking about is everything that the internet has since its beginning. from photos, texts, videos, social media, everything. Your name, your surname, whatever information that you have on the internet, AI will collect that, and then it will use that information to teach itself about you, about everybody else. It'll learn. It learns human. How can I put it? It learns human behavior. Yes, human behavior, human languages through the internet and how we behave. And if whether they are masters or the people who are in charge of coding it can also insert certain information onto it. That's how it collects data to learn. And then we come to automation. What people don't understand is that those robots that most people think it's AI, most of the time it's automation, because with automation, let's read what automation is. Automation, it is the use of technology, software, and machinery to perform tasks, processes, or procedures with minimal human interventions. It aims to increase efficiency, reliability, speed, while reducing errors and costs across various industries. Okay. Common types, listen to this. Common types include robotic process automation. Did you hear that? Common types of automation involve robotic process automation. Robots. Okay. So what automation is basically, it's almost similar to AI, but now it's in physical form. It's if I take this phone, for example, and then I plug it into something and then I program it to, keep streaming a song up until its battery runs out. That's basically what automation is. I've now automated the process of increasing streams. I get that the usual way of increasing streams is by a human being listening to the music. But now, if I take the phone, plug it into something, maybe a battery bank and an internet router, so that it doesn't run out of battery and it doesn't run out of data, and then I program it to keep streaming a song up until that song reaches 100,000 streams. I've just now automated the process of listening to music or increasing streams. That's what automation is. And most of those robots that you guys see, especially if it's an industrial setting, that's automation for you. However, though, soon enough in the far future, maybe it's already here. It's already here. AI will now be merging with those physical automated objects, which is robots, and then now you'll have a fully formed robot, just like the ones you see in the movies. So for now, AI is still in the computers. It's not yet and so they'll have to build a physical model so that you can finally see that robot you've been talking about in the movies. So that's the difference between the two. And so AI uses, most AI on our computers are called I forgot the name. I think it's language models, but it's fine, I'll remember. So now let's come to the ones that we have on our laptops, which are the ones that we use on a daily basis, like your ChatGPT, your Claude, your Gemini, and all that. Those ones, what they do is they sort of provide, they simulate what you see in the movies, especially with those movies where they're depicting a futuristic world whereby we're able to communicate with robots and face to face. Yes, ChatGPT, Claude, and all these other AI language models simulate that kind of interaction between human and machine, to help you with daily tasks and to do everything that you need to do or you want to do. So now they are very helpful. They are very advantageous. I also use them. I mean, why wouldn't I? Because I use them on a day-to-day basis, and they've been helpful so far. And Yeah, but then the problem, this is where we start to have problems with artificial intelligence. People begin to depend more on it than their own brains. You see? And the problem, and I just want you to listen to this, the problem is not AI itself. The problem is how us human beings use it. I always see posts and I always see people saying, oh no, AI is becoming a problem. AI is doing this, AI is doing that. No, the truth is it's not. I mean, it's not AI that calls you to come and ask you to write an essay, is it? No, it's not. You are the one who voluntarily goes to a laptop and you type, please write me an essay. So now, when your brain begins to get accustomed to this new tool and begins to relax because you have found a secondary brain that you can depend on, and now you become surprised when your intelligence begins to slowly dip, you then start to blame it on artificial intelligence. Why? Because the machines are not the problems, the inventions are not the problems. Same with a smartphone. A smartphone is not the problem for your attention span. The problem is you. How do you use that that device that you have in your pocket? Okay? Serious. I don't know why people love blaming these inventions, because TikTok didn't say, yo, come and download me. You're the one who downloaded it yourself because you wanted to have fun. But when you began to fail at moderating your presence on that app, now you begin to say social media it's this damn phone that's ruining me. No, it's you. It's you. And this is where now I enter in with my point of people are overusing artificial intelligence to a point whereby their brains are even lazy to think. You see this brain rot happening all around, laziness happening all around, people refusing to type their emails. I mean, imagine working in corporate and you can't even type your own emails. How crazy is that? I still type my emails. Or maybe it's because I've been taught about AI and I know how it works and I understand the kind of effects it can have on you as a human being. Maybe. But I still write my own emails because in the far future, I personally foresee a future where everybody will be dependent on a secondary source in terms of thinking, problem solving, and reasoning. And I personally do not want to be a part of that group. I still want to retain my own original way of thinking. I'm good. And for me, these devices, artificial intelligences, to me, they're just assistants. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's exactly what they were designed for. To be assistants. Not to be the CEOs of your brain. Okay? When it was marketed to you, it was marketed as an assistant. It was marketed as an AI assistant. It wasn't marketed as an AI that can replace your style of thinking. It wasn't marketed like that. And so when people say that the danger of AI, it's not really the danger, it is the danger of human behavior in terms of using artificial intelligence. Now, I will raise a certain concern. This one is a really heavy concern, because recently I found out that these larger language models or these larger AI assistants somehow use water, a heavy amount of water, and not just water but fresh water, the water that we drink every day on a daily basis. Basically, the headquarters of ChatGPT, for example, they probably have a server room that is so large. And it makes sense because so many people are using ChatGPT, so they probably have a server room that is so large whereby data is getting processed at lightning speed. The AI is learning itself using the internet at lightning speed. So those machines are more likely to heat up faster, because we all know, all the tech savvy people know, faster it's more likely to heat up fast. The faster the processor is, the more likely that device will heat up. So fans are needed to cool down everything, the hardware and all that. So which makes sense. So it makes sense why water consumption begins to be a real problem, because we use AI on a daily basis. So the big guys need to find a solution on that one as well, because as you know, fresh water, we have lesser fresh water than we have salt water in the world. That's general knowledge. So they need to watch out on that one. So yeah, I think this is where I end the first episode. This is why I end the first episode, really. I think I've talked enough. Yeah. At least something came out of this. I hope you guys learned something new, and I'm excited for more. I'm excited for more. Nerves are still there, which is probably why you may hear my articulation not as efficient as all those other short videos. I mean, this is the long video, so yeah. But I believe it's nothing. It's just a matter of getting used to recording something long, something over 5 minutes, over 10 minutes. So for now, keep well and much love. Thank you.